First of all, let me congratulate you, dear Sabri, to have invited your colleagues from Libya's neighboring countries. This is an important and timely initiative. And thank you for your invitation, and thank you for the opportunity to brief you all on the results of the Berlin conference on Libya last Sunday. Dear colleagues, as individual countries, we do not always succeed in realizing our aspirations in foreign politics. But in concert with our international partners, we sometimes may achieve real and sustainable progress in promoting peace and security. And this is the essence of multilateralism. And nobody knows it better than you. Since the uprising of 2011, Libya has been in turmoil. The conflict there has increasingly turned into a proxy war by foreign powers that are far away and much less affected by what is happening in Libya. It is the neighbors that have come to bear most the negative impact of this conflict. The spillover of organized crime, terrorism, smuggling of weapons and humans, refugees, and. It is therefore the neighbors of Libya that have the most direct interest in achieving peace and stability in Libya. I again welcome the initiative by our host to bring together Libya's neighbors in order to coordinate our efforts for peace and stability in Libya. And as you know, the Berlin conference had a very specific objective, namely to bring together key international actors and sponsors of the Libyan conflict parties in order to renew our vows to respect the arms control and end foreign interference. The need for such a conference became clear in April of last year, when a promising intra-Libyan peace process under United Nations auspices abruptly came to a halt under the impact of a military offensive on Tripoli. Only when the flow of weapons and mercenaries to the conflict parties is stopped is there a real chance of bringing Libya back to a political reconciliation process, which is desperately needed. When the United Nations asked us to help them achieve this, we, Germany, decided to do our part. We have succeeded in getting the sponsors to renew their promise to stop interference at a higher political level than ever before. But as neighbors, you have a key role to play in carrying the process forward. Our support consisted of a diplomatic initiative in Berlin. Agreement was achieved on 55 points, creating the basis for a ceasefire, reinforcing commitments to the arms embargo and a return to the political process. And key points include, first, the commitment of conference participants to non-interference in Libya. We and the others have reiterated our commitment to the sovereignty, independence, territorial integrity and national unity of Libya, as well as to refrain from interference in the armed conflict or in the internal affairs of Libya, and urge all international actors to do the same. Second, the call for sustainable ceasefire and demobilization of militias. The participants urge an end of all military movements by and in direct support of conflict parties with the beginning of the ceasefire process. Furthermore, they have urged for the demobilization of armed groups and militias, rebuilding of security sector institutions as well as the dissociation of individuals and groups classified as terrorists. And lastly, we request the United Nations Security Council to impose sanctions on parties violating the ceasefire agreements. Third, the commitment of compliance with arms embargo. All participants committed to fully respect and implement the arms embargo established by the United Nations Security Council and to stop the financing of military capabilities and the recruitment of mercenaries. Fourth, the return of the political process. Participants call for the establishment of a functioning presidency council and the formation of a single, unified and inclusive and effective Libyan government approved by the House of Representatives. Also, we call to resume the inclusive Libyan-led and Libyan-owned political process under the auspices of the UN SMILE. We also commit to accepting and supporting the outcome of this intra-Libyan political process. Fifth, the reform of the public sector and the respect for humanitarian law and human rights. Participants call for the restoration of the monopoly of the state to the legitimate use of force and support of the establishment of unified Libyan national security, police and military forces under central civilian authorities. Dear colleagues, a lot of work still has to be done, and we are aware that this is a highly complex and fragile situation. To make sure the conference conclusions are acted upon, an international follow-up committee, the IFC, consisting of all countries and international organizations which participated in the conference, was created, chaired by the United Nations. The IFC will meet at two levels, one monthly plenary at senior official level, and 4 technical working groups at expert level. While the Berlin process had a specific objective tied to international interference, the IFC should include all countries that are ready to contribute to peace and stability in Libya. We therefore expect the IFC to be open up to other states than the one represented in Berlin. The exact modalities of expanding the membership of the IFC will need to be discussed and endorsed at the kick-off meeting in Berlin in February. But I can assure you that Germany will be advocating for inclusivity for all states that are able and willing to bring this process forward, and this certainly includes the neighbors. I would like to extend my wishes to all participants today here and hope that our discussions will be fruitful and constructive. The matter of your deliberations today is of great importance to Africa and to Europe too. Thank you very much for your attention.